my tech support people have asked me to cover today. A software engineer, Mark, who goes remotes onto computers and does installations initially. You can also purchase the service called Platinum Care. And his average time spent on computers is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Sometimes he's on for 4 hours. Sometimes he's on for 20 minutes. Depends on the computer he's on and so forth. But one of the things he's found that he wanted me to go over is, believe it or not, a lot of people are having trouble understanding or knowing where to look for Windows updates. And I want to go over that. So you see this little thing down here on the far left-hand side, okay? Click on that. You see a little window icon? I'm here. Hopefully you can see that on your system there. If you click on that, that brings up all your pinned items and all your fun stuff. And there's one called Settings, okay? So you want to click on that. Now, many people will say, well, Ben, I have all my windows set up for automatic updates, so why do I need to check it? And the reason is some of the cumulative updates do not automatically install. They sit there waiting for you to tell them it's okay to install it. All right, so click on this button once a week. I'm going to recommend everybody do this once a week. Click on this button. This will take you up to your basically control page, home page, so to speak. And so then you go over here to Windows Update. Okay, click on that and physically click on the check for Windows updates. Now, some may already be sitting there, but some may not. So I do this once a week at the very least, and I'm up to date, okay? If you're not up to date, it'll give you a laundry list of what to do. So you gotta check that once a week, because the problem is that your software depends on it. When you update, and you should also do this, I'll show you this in a minute for Ninja and TradeStation and all your platforms. You need to check those once a week too. But the problem is when they sit there waiting to be installed, they're taking up cache on your computer. It actually slows your computer down a little bit. And so you kind of want to get those off the cache and get them installed and free up that memory it's taken. So promise me you'll do this, okay? So do that once a week, and you'll be amazed that what you thought was automatically installed is not. So definitely check that out. Now, sometimes you'll see, I think it's on the right-hand side, but sometimes you'll see on your toolbar kind of a little circle with a blue dot on it. That's telling you, I think it's like a restart warning or something. It's telling you that there's an update that needs to be installed. Click on that. I always go to the control panel. So once again, let me just go over that, because a lot of people, it's good for a lot of people know how to do this. Probably many of you know already, but there's some that don't, and some will watch the video. All right, so go to Settings. All right, go to Windows Update up here. And all you have to do is click Updates. And then whatever it says to do, all right, if you have to install any, make sure you close your other programs, because you'll usually have to reboot. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But close everything so you get a nice clean install. And then, and also too, after you install the current updates that are there and you restart your computer, go back and check it again. Because what happens is sometimes the installed updates trigger the next sequence of updates. So in other words, you have to have the installed ones in first before it will give you maybe others that are sitting there waiting to be installed too. So just check it. Every time you do an update, go back and check it manually to see if you got them all. And if you didn't, just keep doing it until you get them all. All right, and that will keep your system running smoothly and efficiently. Now, when it comes to, and the problem is Mark doesn't like to do any software installs unless your computer's up to date, because sometimes you may be missing a net file or something that even Ninja requires to work properly. So definitely check that out. Usually TradeStation does a pretty good job, because when you log out of TradeStation, if they have an update, they'll tell you. Okay, so I don't think you really have to worry too much about TradeStation. Ninja, on the other hand, all right, what you want to do is go to Help, okay, and here's the download area. You go to About and see, basically what your current version is. Then you can go to the download area. Now, one thing you need to know is you do need your license number. And so to get your license number, click on Help again and go to License Key. And that will have your license number. Just copy it, okay? And then paste it in when they ask you in the download window, okay? You paste it right in here, okay? And that's how you would access it. So you should do that every week or two as well. Sometimes they let you know, sometimes they don't, or maybe you missed it. The other thing too, every platform, charting platform, has an area of help guides. In other words, if you're new to a platform and you're kind of trying to figure it out and it's the basics, so go to the help guides, okay? Go to help, and in Ninja here are resources, help guides, video guides. But if you go to the help guides, maybe you're having trouble with charts, or you want to go to the video library, and here's a whole thing on charts. Here's videos on how to use the charts. Okay, so that's really helpful, because a lot of times, when our software engineer is there, his job is basically to install the software, make sure it's working, but his job's really not to teach you how to use the platform. Mark's pretty patient, so he'll give you some basics, but you're gonna need to know how to use the charting platform you're on. So it's really important to do that. And TradeStation has, similar feature there too. They have a lot of educational events and things like there. So you get training, getting started, live webcasts, so all these platforms, doesn't really matter which one you're using, but they all will have a help section where you can learn how to use it. And it's quite interesting, because a lot of people, will start on a new platform, and it's kind of like learning a foreign language, but after a month or so, it's easy, okay? But the first week they kind of struggle, which is kind of normal, all right? So be patient with yourself, but definitely check out those help guides so you can get the help you need to get around, all right? And then come here too. If you're having trouble with something's not quite making sense on the help guides, come here and I'll be glad to show you, how to do certain things. I know on NinjaTrader, for example, there are some things regarding, they have connections, okay? You can connect to different things here, all right, and configuring those connections. Well, in the help resources, they cover how to do that, all right? So if you have any trouble or want to know a little bit more about connections, it's right there. Now, what's interesting is if you're connecting to Thinkorswim data from TD Ameritrade, you have to have the latest Windows updates in order to do that. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Mark was on one computer and they didn't have one of the updates. He couldn't figure out why it wasn't connecting. And it was because the Windows updates weren't installed. And there was one in there that needed to be installed to do the connection. And same thing, sometimes you need to update the platform in order for the connection to remain good. So always check that, all right? I can't emphasize that enough. Really important stuff. One more thing, if you're using Ninja and you're trying to connect to TD Ameritrade, it only is stock data, you only get stock data. You may have futures data on Thinkorswim, but TD Ameritrade does not provide futures data to third-party vendors like NinjaTrader, okay? So when you go to connect to your TD Ameritrade data, you're only gonna get stocks. Now, NinjaTrader has Kinetic, which is excellent data, but you got to pay for it. It's intraday too, but they do have excellent end of day called daily data. Now, let me just show you something here. TradeStation, you guys don't have to worry about that because you're getting all your data anyway. So on Kinetic end of day, see, that's free. I happen to have that working along with my Kinetic data. When I go to trade futures, I go to my NinjaTrader Continuum account, where a brokerage account is. But the end of day data can be a little confusing. People go, well, what does that mean? Basically, the bottom line is it's data for daily charts or better. It will not give you data for intraday charts, and it will give you data at the end of the day. It's excellent data. They scrub it. It's really clean, and they update it after every trading day. So it is current. Okay, it's not delayed, really. It's not 20 minutes delayed. It's not the same. It's updated at the close of the day, okay? But it has data for, I think, everything. I think futures they give you for free. stocks, even Forex. So you get all the data and it's free, which isn't bad. So if you're a position trader, that may be all you need. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, well, that takes us to the end of the session today.
Serving traders worldwide since 1998, TradersCoach.com provides educational services for traders and investors alike. We have developed trading software to help traders of every level improve their skills. Our site is dedicated to providing you with all the resources, software, and educational material you need to achieve your trading goals. It is because of our years of experience, attention to detail, and our exceptional customer service that TradersCoach.com is the right choice for you. Call us today.